Hello everybody, it is me Darcy, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this, the Unnamed Podcast, where I sit here with this for a bit and talk a little bit of rubbish. Guys, welcome back. We are officially a week out from Halloween.
Yes.
And it's been a little bit hectic. Mainly because Halloween falls, for me, in like my busiest time of year anyway.
True, yeah.
It is finals exam time, which is great. I love that.
Good fun.
It's not even that it's like, oh, everything's the worst right now. It's just like, usually you're like, oh, well, I might have a little bit of spare time. Whereas at the moment, it's kind of like, yeah, I just don't have any spare time.
Yeah.
I don't have any spare time, and I got this to do, and I got that to do. And so, yeah, everything's kind of just piling up. Becoming one of those hills of fucking shit.
That sounds accurate, yeah.
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 Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Let's get started the way we often do with a little bit of channel news. Kris, take it away.
Yeah, so on Monday this week was Coral Island.
Was Coral Island.
I remembered.
Yeah, I was back in Coral Island. Purely because I wanted something easy to do before Halloween.
Because you're about to get hit with
Yeah.
a lot.
So I was like, oh, what's something that's easy to do? And I was like, I could do Indiana Jones. Again, Indiana Jones and Coral Island are pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I don't want to do Indiana Jones because...
Got a lot of it recently.
Oh, no, that's actually the exact opposite reason why I didn't want to do any Indiana Jones. It was more like the fact that I'm like, if I play one episode, I'm going to want to play another episode. I'm like, and I can't do that for a little while.
Okay,
Right?
yeah, fair.
There's at least a 2-week hiatus for the next Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, okay, so I won't do that, and I'll just do Coral Island. I'm like, it's summer, I've got some stuff to do, I know I've got some goals I want to achieve, so I was like, I can do that. That'll be nice and easy.
Fair.
So that's what I did. And, yeah. Fun fact, it did fail me the first time.
Okay.
I literally started recording, and then the game, like, immediately froze.
Hey, it's like me with Minecraft.
Yeah.
Mine immediately crashes.
So I was like, whoa. And so I had to redo everything. But that did like give me a little bit of an advantage because I got to do the same day. Except I knew a few more things that I didn't know before going into that day.
Fair.
So I wasted a little bit less time. If only real world were like that.
Be so good.
But yeah, so I went in, I wanted to upgrade the rest of my tools. I've got all of my tools up to bronze level now, except my fishing rod and my bug catching net. So I was like, I'll just upgrade them. I've got all this bronze ingots. Yeah. And I'll just take them, get them updated. Turns out they don't get updated with bronze ingots. No, they get updated with bronze kelp juice. Don't know how that works. Doesn't really make sense to me. Assume they just dip it in. But
Maybe. Sounds weird.
yes. But so it turned out I didn't have what I needed to upgrade my stuff, and so I had to go and get that. So we went diving, we got more kelp so we could make more kelp juice. Finished off the first part of the diving stuff, so because it's all like part by part by part by part.
Yeah.
I've gone back to the lab, and the lab lady was like, cool, you've done it, and you've used magic and science and technology. And I was like, okay, first of all, where the hell is this magic coming from?
Fair.
I don't trust it. Secondly, apparently I have been chosen by the ocean, which, I think there's a lot of pressure to put on someone. Being the chosen one,
I feel like the ocean made a bad choice.
probably.
Yeah.
But I'm still the chosen one. However, I also still have to farm, so you gotta back up with what you need, because the chosen one's busy.
Yeah, no, I seriously think it was a bad choice. If Subnautica's taught us anything, it's a bad choice.
To be fair, I think I do a pretty good job in Subnautica. Sometimes.
I was going to say.
But yeah, so basically all of that happened, and I was like, okay, rightio. And then I just went pretty much looking for resources because, fun fact, I turned a lot of my bronze ore into bronze bars because that makes sense, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Anything you can do with the ore, you should be able to do with the bar, because it's just a refined version of it. Well, it turns out a lot of my stuff that I need uses the bronze ore, not the bronze bar. Ugh. And I was like, oh, jeez, I need more bronze ore. So I went looking for bronze ore, and it was like, no one had any. And when I say no one had any, I mean the mine didn't have any.
Okay.
So I go into the store. I was like, "Did you got any bronze ore?" And the store was like, "Nah, fuck off." Except it was a mine, and it was just like, "No, fuck off." And so I was a little bit upset with that because I was like, great resource drought of now. And yeah, that was annoying me because I really needed some bronze ore, and I could not get any. And I was like, okay, well, this bodes well for me.
Does it make the kelp juice?
No.
No?
Then I went and got a bunch of silver because, that wasn't in a resource shortage. But I was just like, I don't know what's going on with the bronze. I was like, not a single floor I went to had much bronze on it.
Maybe you'd mind all of it.
That's what I was like.
I mean, theoretically,
wow.
That's how that should work. But...
Theoretically, yes, correct.
But I'm assuming that's not how it works.
No.
Why does it respawn? Grows overnight.
Because we don't want to work in a resource scarcity.
I suppose.
But yeah, so that happened.
Yeah.
And I was doing something else. I can't remember what I was supposed to be doing, but someone asked something, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'll go buy it off Sam," and then I plant it and grow it. And I went to Sam, and he didn't have it. He let me down, which is the first time he's ever done that. And I was just like, "Sam, what the fuck, man? Where are the seeds, man? Where are the seeds?"
You're saying that, and I'm just picturing Sam.
But yeah, let me down.
Yeah.
The other thing is I still haven't got my cool summer clothes, so I'm still just like wearing my stupid farmer clothes, which I hate. I hate my stupid farmer clothes.
Fair enough.
They suck, man. They make
That's right. We discussed this last time.
make me look like a farmer. I don't like that.
So what, you want to look like a hippie?
No. I look like just a dude who's just there doing shit.
But if you had to choose hippie or farm,
I'd have to
or a
say,
hippie farm,
I'd have to say farmer because at least they got work ethic.
I suppose, yeah.
But yeah, so no, I did some of that, took care of some stuff. Pretty much got myself in a position so I can go and do the next like story missions type things. Yeah, it was just a pretty chill day. It was supposed to be. I didn't want to do anything too crazy. I just wanted to chill, so I had a nice chill video because I was like, this week's gonna suck.
Which is fair.
What's this? But yeah, no, that was Coral Island. I think we made it like 3 days further into summer, which is great. What you want. You want to be in summer.
Well, I don't. It's too hot.
Yeah, no, you want to be in summer.
I disagree.
Yeah. And then we had Wednesday.
Wednesday was satisfactory.
It was satisfactory. Jeez, I forgot that it had come out. Fun fact about that, I was working on that like...
Late last night?
No.
Day before? A week ago.
No. The day before. Like, I got up and I was like, oh, I gotta get this done, blah, blah, blah. And like a lot of things, I was like, oh man, I got so much work to do. I gotta get all this satisfactory done. Two fun things. One, I had to use your sound from your recording, not the sound I get from Discord, because that was cutting out a lot that day for some reason.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
However,
we were discussing that.
Your sound wasn't much better.
Yeah, I think it was just an issue with the connection, to be honest.
Because every time you were cutting out on your sound, you were just getting really, really, really quiet.
Huh. And
so it was like almost like Discord was just cutting it every time you got quiet, because it was like, oh no, there's nothing happening there. The other thing was that like for some reason all your audio was like coming through really, really quietly. So I had to do a lot of like changing to that.
Honestly, I think it is now. I think it's my unreliable internet. I think that's what's actually causing the issue.
But yeah, so for some reason, even in your own recording, you were really, really quiet, and I was like, okay, that's really weird. But anyway, fix that up, put it out in the best shape that I could. Usually, as I say, I like to use the audio that comes through my end because it's just easier to put all of that together.
Yeah.
And it usually comes through a little bit crisper, cleaner, because it's already running through Discords.
Was that video issue happening in the second one?
Video issue.
Remember I sent you...
I honestly don't know. I think that was so in that first episode, I think that was a printing issue. Like when I rendered it, something happened in the render, but I couldn't fix it. Like I deleted I deleted it, I re-rendered it, but it just kept happening in that spot. I don't know what was happening.
That's fair, because I completely forgot to ask about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so put it together, put it out. Very, very good supplementary episode.
Yep.
Again, the audio issues made me a little bit upset with it, but other than that, it was fine.
Yeah.
Pretty much, we managed to get the oil up and running. Other than that, we really weren't doing a whole lot. It was a lot of back and forth between different areas, just trying to get everything kind of done because obviously in the episode before we'd set up manufacturing of some resources that we now rely on heavily.
Yes.
So in this one we were getting them and moving them around because we're not really positioned for them yet, I'd say.
Yeah.
We're not really in a state where we're like, oh yeah, sweet, this is great, we can just whatever. It's like, oh, we kind of, well, it's like we have them, but they are still a hassle because they are not at our base. Unfortunately, our base is still a giant mess. But
we'll get there eventually.
Yes, the plans are to like rearrange that, and I think I might start that. Well, not start that. I need to move the oil first, so that's my plan for the next time we play. But yeah,
makes sense.
There was a lot of me screaming at you in this one.
That sounds about right.
I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that a lot about it because it was just fun. It was just fun, Kris.
I don't even know what I was doing.
You've just been a pain in my butt.
Sounds right.
And I think I shot you like 3 times from like halfway across the map. Like,
yeah, that's probably accurate.
I would shoot, and there was enough time for me to switch camera angles so you could see my shot. You could see me shoot, the shot fly off, and then I could switch to you, and you
just
could
get knocked over.
Yeah, pretty much see you like standing there and then get knocked over because I was just like sniping you from far away.
God damn it.
And that's just how I would announce that I was around. But yeah, it's a good episode. We managed to get some more stuff running. Managed to make some changes to things that have been a little bit annoying us. But it was a continuation of the episode that came out before it, so it's a 2-parter, as all of our Satisfactories tend to be.
Yes.
So they kind of carry on from one another. So you kind of, if you watch the first one and watch the second one, it makes a lot of sense because the ideas from the 2 carry on through each other.
Whereas the next time we play, they don't.
There will be no ideas.
We have to remember what we were doing.
Exactly, and so that's kind of the big thing with Satisfactory. It's like the ideas will just carry on through a pair of episodes because they're filmed at the same time to make life easier.
Well, now they do. Originally we did.
Yes, but that was when life wasn't easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, they carry through, and so a lot of the stuff we're doing, this is the same stuff we were doing in the episode before. It's just refining it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, and for some reason in this episode, Kris couldn't understand the concept of tier 2 pipes.
Wait, what?
Every time we would talk about tier 2 pipes, you're like, oh, can I get some of those? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And you're like, oh, I'm just like the steel pipes, tier 2. And it's like, no, Kris, actual pipe, and you're like, oh yeah, and like you literally say,
Oh, it's because I was always doing something else, and then
literally
you said
say
the
that.
word pipe, and I'm like, oh yeah, these. Wait, hang on.
you literally say that like 10 seconds after the computer's been like, you can now make Mark II pipes, whatever.
I'm not surprised.
And you're like, oh, and then you say like, oh yeah, can I get some Mark II pipes? It'd be better than these just steel ones. And I'm like, no, Kris, again, pipes. The pipes that run liquid through them.
That doesn't sound right.
Not construction material.
I'm gonna have to look at this because I don't think they were my exact words.
It was pretty much always that concept. You did it at least twice, and
Possibly.
it was like, yeah, and you just like, but yeah, as I said, one of them was like directly after the computer was like, you can now create Mark II pipes
I may not have been listening
for
to the
moving
computer.
liquid, mate, because you did though. So
I
as
did,
I said,
okay.
you're just an idiot.
We'll find out.
But yeah, so that was that took care of that, and I was like, cool. Now we've got the stuff that we need to start pushing what I need to do, and now we've got trains as well because we unlocked that technology. It's like,
Yeah.
cool. Now we've got to kind of start building everything to pull stuff where we need it, and we're in a position now where the next thing we should do is start to tidy and organize.
Yeah, because we're going to need a lot of storage coming forward.
Well, yes, but we're also going to need to maximize our space, and
Yes.
we haven't done that at all.
No.
And every time Kris wants to do something, he just makes it worse. And so instead of him being like, oh, okay, well, I need this, so what I'm going to do is make it better, he just makes it worse. And so now the original base is a piece of shit, pretty much, because it's terrible over there, and you can't go do anything because everything's just a jumbled mess. And we kind of need to bring more stuff there, and so yeah,
That sounds right.
it's not good.
We'll get there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where we are with Satisfactory. We're in a position where we're ready to go ahead at full speed, but we can't
Yes.
because unfortunately, if we go ahead at full speed, everything's just going to be even more confusing and worse.
Yep.
Anyway,
But yeah, that
that was Satisfactory.
Yeah.
Obviously there is no Minecraft this week, and
Yeah.
this is the podcast, and if you're watching that, well, hello, thank you. All of that good stuff. But yeah, we'll quickly talk about Halloween week, because I think for the first time ever for Halloween week, we are
Slightly ahead.
prepared. Well, yes and no, because well, obviously Halloween week will be starting on Monday,
Yes.
carrying through till Friday.
Yeah.
And so we need 5 videos. Now with the podcast, we need 4 videos.
Yes.
And so we have 2 of those already filmed, which doesn't seem like a lot prepared, but like
Every other year we're recording it the week of and having to rush it out.
yes. The worst one I've ever had was the one I literally had to record the night and then edit the day and then put out the afternoon.
Oh, that's right, because the recording failed. That's right.
But yeah, usually I'm like, oh no, I gotta get all this done. Whereas like this time, for the first time, I could actually because I have a 3-day period where I don't have anything I have to do, I have time to actually get a head start and have at least some of the videos edited before they need to come out. So it will give me a 1-day turnaround on each video, but it is preferable to the situation where usually, which is like, I have to get this video finished today because it's coming out tomorrow. Whereas this time I should hopefully be like, I have to get this done because it's coming in 2 days' time.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Which would be very nice for me because usually, as I said, the worst one was the one where it's like, record, put out. Just I record it tonight. It's got to come out tomorrow. So yeah.
It's a problem.
But yeah, for the first time ever in the history of Halloween week, which is we've only been doing this for 3 years, so it's the 3rd one. But we are prepared. We are in a position where we're not chasing it down and being like, no. And I didn't actually think we'd be there because this was probably the hardest Halloween week to prepare for in terms of just our schedules colliding. Yeah. Like, in the past, when we need stuff, it's always been like, oh, I'll just come over in the afternoon and we'll do some filming. But because my current schedule is so fucking stupid, and it's like, for the first time ever, it's like, oh yes, I don't ever get home until after 9 o'clock most nights, and so by the time I've had dinner and I'm ready to do something, it's like almost 10 o'clock at night. And that's not a good time to do like 3 hours of filming.
No, it seems like the best time.
Yeah. So like, normally whenever we need to do Halloween week, it's just been like, okay, come over this evening. I've got spare time. I get home at like 6 o'clock, so come over about 7ish, and we'll get shit done. Whereas this year, it's been like, I don't have time at the nights to do this. So when are we gonna do this? And it's like, right, I don't have time on the weekends. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So we've been a little bit like squeezed for time, just scheduling wise. So the fact that we've managed to get as much done as we have done is fantastic.
It's true.
Also, probably been one of our more ambitious Halloweens, just in terms of like the things that we've done for it.
Well, the thing you did for it.
Well, yes, the Minecraft.
Yeah. That was a lot of preparation.
The Minecraft did need a lot of preparation.
Yeah.
As I said, fortunately, I don't think the Christmas one's going to need anywhere near as much prep. Just because it's not going to have any of the mechanics. I know you say making mechanics in Minecraft difficult. Can be really difficult.
Yeah.
Because you go, I just want this to do this. And you do it, and it goes, no, not close enough. And you go, are you fucking with me?
And then we ran into, one issue during the recording?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, sorry, 2 issues if you count my crash.
Yeah, well.
That was interesting. But no, definitely check out that Minecraft when it comes out. I think that went really well.
It did. It was fun. Well. Yeah. Most of you'll probably it'll all be Kris's footage mostly. There will be a few bits where it's my footage, but as mainly I was just watching and kind of interacting with him. It'll all be pretty much his footage.
I'd like to see like the downward footage of me going through that maze. I obviously show both because I go through it multiple times, but that'd be interesting. Because there was no slowing down.
But as I said, that one was like my crash course in redstone. So not only did I have to build everything, I had to build it, figure out how to get redstone to work the way I wanted to, then adapt the building to the redstone.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, I really wish it was something that they would fix. Is that redstone can be a real little bitch about how it's got to interact with things. So it's very hard to build some things where you're like, okay, this needs to be like, I don't want anyone to accidentally interact with this redstone because it's a very fragile system, but I need it to interact with this. And
like
it goes,
Tamo is actively messing with the redstone switch.
But it's like, I need it to interact with this, and so that means I need it touching that, and it's like, oh, you want it touching that? Well, then you have to do this. And it's like, okay, but that opens the redstone, and it's right, it has to go right there. So I was doing a lot of stuff where I was like, if the redstone goes to here, how do I get it, and how can I make sure that it can't be, disturbed? Because the thing is, if it gets disturbed, everything fucking breaks.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but a lot of learning went into that one, and a lot of work, which it wasn't so much it was work for like, obviously when you design something to look a certain way, that takes a lot of time just in itself. But then when you're trying to maintain that look and then add working elements to it that interact in certain ways when certain things happen, that just makes it even worse.
That is true.
Because it's like you're sitting there going, okay, now this, then you go, oh fuck, okay, hang on, now, okay, now the mechanics are working, but I've had to rip out all this stuff to get this to work. Now I've got to rebuild it back to somewhat the way I want it to. So the Christmas one should be a lot easier because it'll be a purely aesthetic build in reality. Because now that I can actually spend my time thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, okay, how am I going to do this? Well, it's going to be this, so a purely aesthetic build works.
Yeah.
And everything will just be in there. I don't have to worry about things interacting with other things and signals being sent places and having enough space under the island to build wiring system.
Yeah.
It'll just be, here is a mountain. Go for it. Go forth. Yeah. Go forth, my young ones. Yeah. So that's the Halloween Island, the Halloween Minecraft has been filmed.
Yes.
The island kind of did exactly what I wanted to do, so that was pretty nice of it. You know, it was a good feeling to have all of that work pay off because it was a lot of work.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've got some of that filmed. We've got our Halloween Phasmophobia also filmed.
Yep.
We got to do 2 more little filmings, which they should be pretty easy. They generally are. Like there's on the scale of difficulty of things to manage. Single footage recordings super easy because you don't have to worry about what's happening on 2 different screens and with a whole bunch of different interactions.
Yep.
You just sit there, look at it, and go, okay, is there anything that needs to be cut?
Yep.
So those 2 should be pretty easy. So yeah, hopefully we'll film them on this coming weekend, and I can turn them out in about a day or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, Halloween week is a go. Everything's coming along
working well
nicely for once, which is nice. It's just nice, guys. It's just nice when things come together. Subscriber count, Kris.
That would be 2.
I have socks in my pocket.
Weird. 237.
Wait, what?
237.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure it's not 227?
It might be.
Are you sure it's not 327?
It might be. You know what? I looked a while ago. I've
It'd be a massive loss of subscribers if we were at 237.
No, that's a fair point. It is 327. I mixed up the 2 numbers. My bad. 327. Yeah.
Well, now I have socks on my feet, so that's better. They're out of my pocket, onto my feet.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, so guys, we're at 327. Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Which is really nice, because I think we were talking about last week, it was like, oh yeah, 321, we're like, yeah, that's cool. We're so close to our 334, because that's the next milestone, guys. That 1/3 of a way to 1,000, and yeah, we are pretty damn close to that milestone now.
Yeah. Hopefully after Halloween week we will be there.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I think one of the biggest things is that for this Halloween week, I would really love the Minecraft PC, because just all the work that got put into that. That one is the one I kind of want to get some views on. Because I worked hard. But so 327, so close to that next milestone. So thank you, and we'll keep doing what we do, and hopefully you guys will keep enjoying that. But yeah, guys, that's about all there is for channel news at the moment. Not a whole lot going on. As I said, this week was like sort of doing easy jobs just to kind of knock them out, because next week is going to be more just more.
Yeah,
it's just going to be more. There's going to be more of this, going to be more of that, just more. On the plus side, I do not have to put out any shorts next week because of the shorts thing that I do. I put out shorts on days where we don't have videos coming out.
There's videos every day.
Videos coming out. It's like, if I put out shorts, it'll be because I want to, not because I feel that they should be coming out. It'll be like, oh yeah, I'll put out a short today. Yeah, short today. Okay, let's put out a short today. But yeah, anyway, I digress. I'm digressing.
As you do every time.
Yes. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's all we got for channel news today. It was nice, sweet, short. Keep it sweet. Keep it short. Keep it happy. Moving right along. Kris, what's been happening, man? What's been going on?
Well, I found out a couple of days ago, Electric Callboy is coming to Australia next year.
They were here last year.
They were, but that was for the Good Things Festival. That was a whole big thing. This one is their own thing. Cool. It's their thing.
Okay.
It's in September.
I'm just saying, they were here last.
They were, yes. But
I'm sad that it's not in December.
Why is that?
Because then we wouldn't be in the country.
No, it's in September, so I am trying to plan on going to that.
So you've got to do doubly savings, is what I'm hearing.
That's exactly what you're hearing.
Well, actually, that kind of does wrap nicely into something that I've been doing over the last week and a half. Which I kind of have to go and talk to some people about some stuff, because I've started looking into the Japanese trip.
Yes.
The Japanese snow trip for next winter.
Yep.
Or
next day
December.
Winter. Yeah.
And I'm like, I honestly have no idea what I'm doing here. It was really, really easy for me to plan the one here, because I was like, okay, how do we get there? Drive. Sweet. Done.
Simple.
Where are we staying? I'll find a place to stay. How do we do the ski? We got to do it like this. I know how holidays work in Australia.
Yes.
I know how to plan everything for I've done a lot of holidays in Australia.
Yeah.
I've never done a holiday in Japan.
No,
so I was like, well, maybe I'll look at this. And I went and looked at it, and I was like, okay, that's not too bad. I'm like, okay, so I've been pretty much trying to break down what needs to happen, pretty much.
Yes, of course.
And I'm like, okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to plan how long we're going to be there. Now, we know from just our interactions with each other that we know from our interactions with yes, guys, we interact with each other.
Yeah.
It was a really weird way of saying that we've talked.
Yes.
We've been interacting. Anyway, my point is, the three of us have been talking and are like, okay, so we want to go there and do the snow week, which is the whole point of the snow trip.
Yeah.
But we also want to be tourists for a bit of time.
Well, yeah.
So it's like, okay, so we need a 2-week period there. I'm like, okay, that's pretty easy. Plan a plane to drop us off at the start of the 2 weeks. Plan a plane to get us home at the end of the 2 weeks.
Yes.
That's the easy part.
Obviously, yeah.
Then I was like, okay, let's have a look at where to go in Japan for snow. I'm like, 'cause that's obviously going to be a big deal.
True, yeah.
It's like, we're going to have to get to the snow, which I think probably is like a train trip. Probably.
That would make sense.
Because I imagine we'll fly from Brisbane to Tokyo and then get on a train from Tokyo to where we're going.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds logical, right?
Yeah, it does, but that may not be what happens.
Yes. Yeah. So basically it was like, okay, so I looked it up. I looked up all these places. They were like, oh, you've got this, you've got that, you've got this, you've got that, right?
Yeah.
Lots of places, lots of things happening. Then I was like, okay, so what do we actually want when we go to the snow? Do we want oh yeah, this place has really good snow and is where these trains go? Or do we want a place where it's this place has really good snow but also has a bit of the cultural stuff, the hot springs and stuff like that? And I'm like, well, I kind of want one that has hot springs and stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
I want the snow, the hot springs, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, now I'm like, so that itself has created a problem, because I'm like, okay, I need to now learn about these snowfields and learn what's around them.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, whilst we're there, I'm like, I don't really want to be cool, yeah, let's lose a day to go to this hot spring that's a day trip away or whatever.
Fair.
It's I'd rather be oh yeah, there's this hot spring that's half an hour away or whatever. So it's you can go okay, yeah, let's go hit the snow and then we'll go to this place. So I need to look into that, which is its own bag of worms.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, well, what about accommodation? I'm because I know that Japanese accommodation is going to be very different to Australian accommodation.
Yes.
Just from like seeing travel shows where they go to Japan and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so what do we got? And it's like a lot of the places like, oh yeah, you can stay in a dormitory. I'm like, don't want to stay in a dormitory.
Fair.
I'm like, you definitely don't want that. I'm like, that may be okay for like Jordan, who's like, yeah, no, that'll be cool because we'll be with lots of people. I'm like, we don't want to be with lots of people.
No.
I'm like, the last thing we really want to do is be with lots of people. I'm like, so now I've like got, now that's another thing that's like been added to the list. Like, okay, where are we staying? Obviously, we're probably not going to get what we had here, where we like stayed in our own chalet.
Yeah.
But I was like, we definitely want our own like room type thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, so now I've got to look into that and actually see what's available. Also, I'm like, all of this is without even having like people who we might be coming with us. Honestly, not my biggest concern about who's coming with us, because I've already kind of just done some like basic looking at it and been like, this is going to be about a $3,000-$4,000 trip each. Like just for the just before we even get there and start spending money. So I'm not really worried about who's coming, because I know that a lot of people will be like, yeah, I'm coming. Will be like, oh no, that's too much money, man. I'm not doing that. Yeah. And I'm like, so anyway, but I was like, so less worried about that. I'm like, however, I'm like, I've now got like just on the snow side of the equation, I'm sitting there going, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I now have like 6 or 7 things I have to look into here because I really have no clue.
Yep.
And then it's like, that's the snow side. That's the side where we're not going and seeing things and having to be in certain places to do certain things. That's just, we are at the snow.
Yeah.
The next week, where it's like, now let's be tourists. It's like, okay, what do we want to see? And it's like, obviously we want to see some cultural stuff and we want to see some like touristy stuff, but it's like, what else do we want to see? Where do we even want to be? And
that's fair.
That's the side that's like got me like all tizzied up, because I'm like, cool, we need to plan that out pretty good, because if there will definitely be some things where it's like, okay, get on the train, that's all we've really got to do.
Yeah.
But that requires a good hub. That requires being in a place where we can leave our stuff, and it's like, yep. And if we want to go elsewhere, then we have to get elsewhere. So I'm like, okay, so we need to know what we want to do as when we are doing our touristy week, to figure out where we need to be for it. Because I'm like, because the reality is,
there's a lot of planning to do.
There's so much, and I'm like, love him to pieces, but I'm like, I don't think Jordan understands that. When he's just like, yeah, let's go to Japan. I was like, cool, yeah, let's go to Japan. But like,
so we're not going with a duffel bag and going everywhere.
Yeah, well, I'm like, the only thing he's really done is his tour that he was pretty much on the tour for.
Yeah.
And it's like, all you have to do is pay a larger sum of money, and everything else is pretty much taken care for you. Yep. They make sure you've got everything set up, and it's like, that's cool. However, that's not really how I like to do my holidays. I don't like to just go like, here you go, here's a bunch of my money, you do everything for me. Because as I said, you end up doing things like what I said, sleeping in dormitories and stuff like that, which I do not want to do.
No, I agree.
I like to have a little bit of my own space sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm like, the other thing is, if we go like, okay, we're going to be in Tokyo for 2 days, it's like, okay, cool. So let's do all the stuff we want to do in Tokyo while we're there. We don't want to be like going back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth.
Yeah,
it's like, so we kind of have to have a plan of what we want to do and things we want to see there. And that's the side of that. I'm like, okay, well, that's where we need to sit down and figure it out, because it's very easy to be like, yeah, let's go to Japan. Very much more difficult to be like, okay, so we want to see this. And it's like, cool. Because it's one of those things where it's like, I want to see this. It's like, yeah, you never told us that in the planning, and we are nowhere near that. And it's like, but I thought we could just kind of go there. It's like, no. No, we can't.
Not that simple.
Everything has to kind of have, we have to have the plan, and like, You know, it'd be like, okay, what do we want to do? Where do we want to go? Because that's going to influence where we are staying and like where we're actually putting our roots down, if you will. So yeah, that's kind of what I've looked into it and gone, shit, there is so much to figure out.
Yeah.
But yes. Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
In the end, hopefully, ends up going well.
Yes. As I said, the cost is going to be large.
Yeah, well, so was the last one.
No, the last one wasn't. The last one was very, very affordable compared to this one, I believe.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Well, the last one, that was like $5,000 each.
The last one was $3,000 each.
That was just for the accommodation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so once we added everything else into it, like all the stuff we had to get, it was like $5,000 each.
Yes. This one will be up just for the snow side. Will probably end up being about the same there, and that might include our flights if we're lucky.
Yeah.
But, so that's one of the things I've been doing this week. Obviously the other things I've been doing is like getting ready for the Halloween week and all that kind of stuff, and
yeah,
you know, playing video games when I get the chance, watching baseball, obviously.
Pretty standard stuff.
Yeah. Fortunately, I haven't had to watch that much baseball this week, because the Dodgers just swept the Brewers. They were like 4 games, easy. You know, just go home. Don't worry, we got this. And the Brewers were like, that's not how sports work.
So why'd you say fortunately? I thought you liked watching it.
Oh, I do, but it takes up a large portion of my day.
Fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's not a short sport.
Yep. Not in the slightest. I'm well aware of that one.
And because I really wasn't too like concerned with the American League stuff, I was only watching like the ends of the game. So I was like, watching like the last hour.
Fair.
So instead of like being like, okay, I gotta get up, watch the boys play, I was like, yeah, I can sleep in.
Fair.
Which is great because tiredness is it's a killer. It'll kill you.
Not a problem. That's for sure.
But so I've done a little bit of looking into the snow trip and being like, oh, this is going to be a whole thing. This is going to be a whole thing.
I'm just going to have to be figuring out the prices and then sitting down to talk about everything.
Well, unfortunately not. You got to figure out everything and then figure out the prices.
Well, yeah, true. No, I mean, we'll talk about it and then find out whether it's a viable option next year.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big thing. Because we know Jordan's good for it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're really good at saving.
I'm set, man.
I'm not.
Yes, well.
That's where the problem comes in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But but yeah, that one's gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the things.
Yeah.
But that's been like the big thing for me over the last couple of days. I've just been like looking back, being like, I have no idea how to even approach this. So I'm like, yeah, okay.
It might actually be worth sitting down with someone.
That's
like actually going to one of the
kind of what I thought and being like, okay, because I'm like, I know what I want. I was like, I want to get to the snow. I want to have, a place to stay in the snow. I do not want to be in like one of these things where it's like, we're a bunch of Australians, because I hate those guys.
bunch of bastards.
I'm just like, okay, hang on, I'm gonna beat you to death now. But no, like,
yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I don't want to be around a lot of people either. I want to like finish my day and then just go. Like,
well, it's not even that I don't want to be around a lot of people. It's just
that's my.
Unfortunately, Australians abroad have a very earned reputation.
Yes.
And I don't want to be around those people.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm hoping that the time of year we go will soften that, because those people will be doing like their Christmas stuff.
Yeah, true.
But at the same time, it's also just like, I don't want. I know there's going to be a few of them who are like, yeah, we're fucking party animals. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be around you.
Yeah, no, okay, fair enough. That makes sense.
Because inevitably, they're the ones that lead to trouble.
Yeah.
And that trouble never sticks to them. Otherwise, they would be in a prison overseas somewhere.
Obviously.
But yes. So as I said, that one's got a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of like, I was looking into it and I was like, okay, because there's trips that are like, oh yeah, you can do your Japanese snow trip with us. We organize this and that and this and that, and you're like, okay, that's really cool, but I don't want that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I don't want this, or I don't want that, or I don't want to be picked up at this airport and driven here because I don't know if I'm going to be at that airport.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
But yeah, so there's a bit of stuff I got to look into, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't even know how to go about this. So I think for the first time, I might have to go to a flight, like a holiday planner,
yeah,
and like just grab their books and see what they've got, and be like, okay, what do we actually want to do?
And the upside is they can generally give us a look at what we might be in for cost-wise.
Yes and no. Generally, they have a very high price. Like,
true.
But as I said, there's so much to look into for this because it's an overseas trip, so you need so much more stuff. You need stuff like travel insurance and all this kind of jazz.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a big thing, and I'm just like, that's why I was kind of like, let's do New Zealand or something like that, because I was like, that's a little bit easier.
It is a little bit easier, and look, it's probably going to be cheaper for us.
Yeah.
So depending on the cost, it might have to be a thing of like, nah, we're going to have to wait on Japan.
Maybe, but we'll see what we can do. I look, honestly, Japan and New Zealand, I think they'd probably end up being the same price.
Fair.
For a lot of the stuff.
Oh yeah.
I honestly do think they will, because Japan is actually pretty reasonably priced. It's not like going to America or something like that. But
yeah,
I just know that it is going to be a costly trip, and yeah, unlike it's just going to be a costly trip, and and you know that going in, and so you just gotta gotta plan that out. The big thing for me is, as I said, just like the whole logistics of the whole operation. It's just like, it's in my head now, and I'm just like, oh fuck, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be a rough one, because I'm like, got to get this, and wrangling cats is kind of how I describe planning stuff for you guys. I'm wrangling cats.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's probably accurate.
Yeah. But that's I still have, I probably don't really have to get really into that until like December, but
well, we're not going to know a lot of the stuff until December, probably. Well, I suppose they'd have prices out for this year, but they'll go.
Oh yeah, but as I said, like I think in December is when I really start going, okay, let's start planning this out. Let's get this thing together, because the reality is, you can't half-ass this shit.
Definitely can't do that.
Yes. But yeah, so that's as I said, that's something that I've started looking into and just going, oh crap, that's gonna be a lot.
Yeah. I always knew it was gonna be a lot. It's just that.
I just went, oh my god, I was like, the Threadbow trip was like, the first one was a lot of work, just scheduling and doing that, and it wasn't really all that. Like, it was just having to deal with the cats again, the wrangling of the cats. That was like, oh no, this will be difficult. And I was like, the actual planning of that was like easy. I could do that in my sleep. It was like, find a place, book the place, make sure you're at the place. That was it. That was all there was to it.
And it's like New Zealand. There's another upside to New Zealand. There's no sort of problem barriers. Like, we don't have that language barrier.
Oh no. New Zealand has the language barrier. Trust me.
Well, they do.
When they start talking and you just zone out because you're like, sorry, I'm waiting for you to speak English.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. They do say, like, speak some of their native language, but a lot of it they all know English.
That's not what I was talking about. I was just making fun of the New Zealand accent.
I'm aware. But yeah, no, it is. As I said, less of a a barrier in that aspect.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
but also at the same time, it's like, honestly, the language barrier, language issues are the furthest thing from my mind.
I'm aware.
Because, Japan is one of those places where they actually do speak a lot of English.
Yeah.
The big thing for me is just being like, cats, what do we want to do when we're there? And they're being like, oh, I want to do this. And it's like, okay, you realize we are not going to have enough time to do everything. Like,
yes.
Unfortunately, and also because we are going there in a season, I don't know if it's just something that people from like Queensland don't understand is seasons, because they're like, no, it's always hot, right? It's always just, everything's always just the same, right? And it's like, seasons, motherfucker. 4 of them.
There is.
But like being like, okay, so we want to see this. It's like, oh well, we won't be there in a time where we can see that. That's just not going to be possible.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So, we can't do that. So what do you want to do? And it's like, like I'm like, what do we want to do when we're there? Because obviously, hopefully the plan is to one day go back there at a different time of year.
Oh yeah, of course.
You can do more of the other stuff, like more of the touristy stuff.
Yes.
But it's like, what do you want to do there while we're there? Like, we will be there in a very cold time of year.
Yes.
So, you got to take that into account. But what are some of the things you want to do? And it's like, and I think one of the big issues is that people don't tend to think about that, because I think a lot of people here have like the kind of Brisbane holiday itis, I'm going to call it that, which is like, I go to the city and I just go, oh yeah, I'm just going down to the city for a week and I'll just figure out what I want to do when I get there. And it's like, you can't do that on these holidays.
No, you can't.
You can't be like, okay, we're just going to get to Tokyo and then be like, okay, what do we want to do? And it's like,
well, see, my thing is I've never done that. I've never gone, I'm just going to the city for a week. I've always gone, what are we doing? Let's plan ahead. That way, if I've got to pay for anything, we can pay for it in advance.
But because I'm like, the thing is, like, I know there's going to be some things that I want to do. I'm like, there's some things that I know that other people are going to want to do. I'm like, and I'm almost 100% sure that for some of that stuff, we're going to have to travel outside of the main city.
Oh yeah, of course.
Or Tokyo region, Tokyo province, whatever they call it. I'm like, so we need to know that, and we need to know how we're going to do it, because it's like, we need to be on a train for 4 hours. It's like, okay, well, that's a day of travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you've got to plan for a whole day of travel in the week that we have there. So it's like, so if we have to do that, we want to make sure that we're making the most of it by still hitting everything we've got to hit.
Yes, no, that's understandable.
It's like, and I'm just like, and unfortunately, I'm like, I don't know how many of the people we're going with are fully understood. Like, because I don't even know how many people we're going with, but I'm like, I don't know how many people we're going with fully understand that concept of, you can't just go with the flow.
No.
On these things. Like, yes, you can be like, oh, well, we're in Tokyo, we want to see this, let's go with the flow and just kind of explore. Yeah. Cool, we can do that. But that you still kind of need a plan to go with the flow. You need to be like, today we're in Tokyo just exploring. We're going with the flow.
Yes.
But we're planned to go with the flow. We're not just sitting here being like, yeah, let's get up and just see what happens. It's like,
no.
Because, like, I can almost guarantee you that would be like, oh yeah, we just want to do this, and then we're like, cool. So we've planned to spend the whole second week in Tokyo. Oh, I want to see this. That's not in Tokyo. Oh, well, can we go see it anyway? No, because you didn't tell us that you wanted to do that, so we never planned to do that.
It's pretty straightforward.
But that's my biggest worry is and always that. It's always the logistics that gets me, because I'm just sitting there being like, cats. But
yes,
and I'm just like, and I always know. It's like, how you know that something's gonna happen. Someone's gonna be like, oh, but I wanted to do this. It's like, well, you never brought it up at all. Why? What are you fucking talking about?
We could have added that into the plans. While we were over fucking there.
Yeah. And it's like, things like, it's like, as I said, one of the things that I want to do is go to a hot spring, like an actual proper hot spring.
Oh yeah, cool.
And I'm like, that'd be really, really cool to do in this while we're actually at the snow. I'm like, so that's part of where we're going for the snow. Plan that out so that we're in a place where that's
an option.
doable.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, we're in the snow. There are no hot springs here. Ah, damn.
I wanted them. Can you make one for me?
Exactly.
Please.
And it's like, oh, you know, obviously when we're there, we will want to go to like the nerd hub of Tokyo.
Obviously.
I can't remember its name.
Neither can I.
But we want to go there because you're a nerd.
Hey, whoa, so are you.
Yeah, but like, I'm not so much into the Japanese nerd stuff. Like, and I was like, oh, and I'd love to go see a baseball game, but that's not on the cards.
No,
Do you know why it's not on the cards?
not the right season.
Summer sport.
Exactly.
But I'm like, you know what I can do? I can go to a batting cage while I'm there.
You can,
I
yeah.
can go to one of these Japanese batting cages where they're on a rooftop somewhere and freeze my fucking ass off on a rooftop somewhere.
yes, that's what'll happen.
But yeah, I was like, okay, so like that's all the stuff that I want to do. I'm like, okay, what else is there? I'm like, oh, there's Tokyo Disneyland. I don't particularly want to go, but maybe someone in the group will want to go to Tokyo Disneyland. It's like, well, that's a day.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is a
So
day.
if that's something that we choose to do, we need to kind of know that shit down and have it down packed.
And that's understandable and completely fair.
And it's probably the best time to go
And
to
it's
Tokyo
also-
Disneyland because it'll be cold. And a lot of people will be like, I'm not going to Disneyland, it's cold.
You know what? That's fair.
So, yeah, I'm like, oh, God, okay. I'm like, well, I think it's safe to say we're going to need 2 weeks. I'm like, so at least one
Yeah.
part is going to be really easy. A plane to get us there and a plane to get us home. 2 weeks apart. Easy. Done. Sorted.
Then there's the travel in between.
It's like, then there's just everything else, and it's like, cool. The easy part, which is the snow, I have no concept of. And the hard part, which is what being tourists, I'm like, I have even smaller concept of.
Yeah.
I'm like, so now I've just got to.
And then we've just got to double check to read up on proper customs so that we don't fucking do the wrong
I
thing.
got to go cry somewhere, I suppose.
Yeah,
No,
that's a daily step. You know that, right?
just be like, yeah. And yeah, I'm like, so yeah, that's one of the big things that I've been looking into. Been playing some more of Wu Chain.
Nice, nice.
I beat my first big hard boss. When I say
Cool.
big hard boss, it wasn't my first boss. It was like the third boss, but
Yeah.
it's the first one where it was like smacking your head against a brick wall.
Oh yeah, they're fun ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I was getting like really annoyed because I was like,
Still really want you to play Sekiro.
I was like, this boss is like they have these moves, right? And I'm like, cool, easy. And then I was like, I got to the last part, like where they had barely any health left, and then they just start this tirade where they're never stopping, and it's like, okay, I'm like, I get it. There's like a brief stop there. I'm like, except I never have any stamina because
You're dodging too much.
I'm like, I've got to dodge every attack that's locked onto me and coming directly at me, and then I was like, but also I don't even have enough stamina to dodge it all. So I'd be like dodging. I'd get like 6 dodges because that's all the stamina I had for, and then the 7th hit of the like a million attack string would hit me, and I'd die instantly. And I'm like, yep, I don't even know how I'm supposed to survive that.
Nope. Yeah.
I'm like,
it's
I
the right one.
literally do not have the stamina to dodge all of these attacks.
Nope. I've got to play the game properly myself. Like at the moment, I just bought the Digimon Time Stranger, so we'll be playing a little bit of that. I'll be playing some Metal Hellsinger with Nick, which went on sale yesterday.
That's
So
nice.
it's a good thing we both waited to buy it until yesterday. So instead of $75, it was only $50.
Very expensive.
That comes with a couple of DLC as well.
Okay.
So the base game itself was $50 base,
Right.
and then it went on sale. But this
Just
one,
like, for what you described to me, I didn't think it would be that pricey.
you know what the price would be though? The
What?
songs they put in it. Because the DLC, they have actually got actual metal vocalists of major bands like Will Ramos from Lorna Shore. They get him to do a song, so he's the vocalist in that song. So they've obviously got to pay him to do that, and they've got other big name vocalists in there. Plus, one of the other DLCs is it's not metal at all. It's just other random songs, but it's got stuff like Feel Good Inc. in there. So again, they're gonna have to pay for the rights for those. So it'd be the rights for
I'm not gonna lie, it's worrying when games do that. I'm not gonna lie, it's like
honestly, with the big names that are in there, I'm like, that's $50. That's pretty good.
that's okay. Let's put it this way though, you're not buying the game for the big names that are in there though. You're buying it for the game.
Well, yeah, you are.
If you want to hear them sing, go buy their CD.
Oh yeah.
So
no,
if a game's justification for its price is, I'd have to have a look at it. But from what you described, I was like, oh yeah, so that's like a $40 game, like
as I said,
at the highest.
It's like Doom with metal.
But that's the thing. It's like Doom thing. As I said, I'd have to have a look at it and see what it's like, because like just from what I had in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, it'll be like a pretty cheap, it'll be like a $30 game, really, like one of those more indie ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but if they're like, oh no, $75, and the reasoning is because we had to pay all these big metal singers, it's like, okay, well, hang on.
I mean, they don't specifically say that. Like in the base game, I don't think they've actually got this specific metal vocalist going through. Like there is metal music in the background, but it's not. I don't believe it's the vocalists themselves. It's the DLC where they've added the vocalists.
Like I said, the big thing for me is though that I always find it dangerous when video games try and justify their price by saying like, oh, but we've got this other thing happening. And you're like, no. You're a video game. You don't get to be like, oh no, we're upping our price because well, we had to put a TV show in it. And it's like, I don't give a fuck about that.
That was weird.
I'm a video
game.
You
don't even get to choose which movie to watch in High on Life.
Don't really care.
It's legitimately, it's there. You walk in, it's like, this is the movie that's playing. It's like, I don't want to watch that one. But you can wait till it finishes. It's like, it's a full hour.
But as I said, like when you get a video game, it's like, okay, well, the cost of the video game is the cost of the video game, right? But like if they're like, if the video game itself isn't great, and you see like, and go like, well, why was I paying such a high price? And then the only thing you can do is like, oh well, it was because they were paying for the soundtrack, and you go, yeah, no, if I want a soundtrack, I'll go buy CDs or I'll go buy songs on iTunes or whatever. But
that's fair.
When you buy a video game, it's like the price should be for the video game.
Like from what I saw, the game does look like it would be fun. So I've got to.
Okay.
So I'll find out officially tonight. Because I'll play it later with Nick.
I'll hold off my judgment. It's just the price. The price point caught me for a loop because I was just like I was thinking other end of the spectrum.
You're fair, yeah.
I was like, oh, that sounds like an other end of the spectrum type game.
But then again, it's like it is these days. It's like you see something for like $50, it's like, oh, that's not.
Yeah.
With the rest of gaming, it's like, oh, that's a good price.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But then again,
unfortunate.
I was going to pay the $75, but as soon as I turned it on, opened up the store, I'm like, yes, please.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that kind of brings us to the end of the podcast. We've been going for long enough. Managed to get all of the gripes out there.
Yep.
The cat wrangling we've mentioned. So yeah, guys.
That wraps us up.
It wraps us up for the day. Which is fortunate because this is the last thing I have to do for the channel this week. So now I can focus all my energy on next week.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us, guys. If you've liked it, consider liking, sharing, commenting, or subscribing. If you haven't already, it really does mean a lot to us here. If you want to see more from me and Kris, check out the rest of the channel. We play video games. We have the podcast where we get together and talk. And that's about it for now. But we'll catch you next time right here on the channel. See you later, guys.
See ya.